Good day, students. My name is Chris Jampol de Asidera. You can call me Sir JP. I am your teacher in automotive technology. So, we are going to proceed to our next topic, which is going to reveal after we answer this question. So, the question is going to flash on your screen. Okay, who wants to guess the right answer for our question? Yes, Mr. Oliver de Mesa.
Sir, cooling system.
Very good, that is right. So our topic for today is all about cooling system. Before we proceed to our main topic, let us first define our objective. So Mr. Cleope, can you please read our objectives?
Objectives. At the end of the lesson, the student expected to 1. Define what is cooling system. 2. Discuss the different parts of the cooling system. 3. Define the importance of cooling system to a vehicle.
So now we know our objective. Moving forward to our discussion, let us proceed to define what is cooling system. Mr. De Torres, kindly read the definition of cooling system.
Cooling system. The cooling system keeps the engine at its most efficient temperature at all speeds and operating conditions. Burning fuel in the engine produces heat. Some of this heat must be taken away before it damages engine parts. This is one of the 3 jobs performed by the cooling system. It also helps bring the engine up to normal operating temperature as quickly as possible. In addition, the cooling system provides a source of heat for the passenger compartment heat and conditioner.
So it said that cooling system is important to our vehicle. Why? Because it reduces the heat of the engine and maintain the speed and operating condition of the engine. Also, it can be source of heat for passenger and driver. Usually, this type of cooling system that has heater is usually found at Alaska or other cold country. There are 2 types of cooling system. So first is air-cooled cooling system. So air-cooled cooling system use air to cool down the engine. So the example of air-cooled cooling system is the small engine and motorcycle. So the next is liquid cooled cooling system. So liquid cooled cooling system use water or coolant to cool down the engine. So the example of liquid cooled cooling system are modern motorcycles and automotive engine. So let's proceed to the basic parts of cooling system. So first is water jacket. So what is water jacket? Mr. Dos Reyes, can you please read the definition of water jackets?
Water jackets. The cylinder block and cylinder head have internal passages or water jackets that surround the cylinder and combustion chamber. Water mixed with antifreeze, the coolant, flows through the water jackets, picking up heat. This cools the metal parts and heats the coolant.
Thank you, Mr. De Los Reyes. So it said that water jackets serve as the pathway of water with mixed coolant, which has the ratio of 50-50. So water and coolant mixture pick up heat temperature surround the cylinder and combustion chamber. Next is water pump. So what is water pump? Yes, Mr. Christian Royo.
Water pump. An engine-driven water pump pushes the hot coolant out of the water jackets and through the radiator.
Thank you, Mr. Christian Royo. So it said that water pump is responsible to push the coolant from the radiator to the water jacket. Next is thermostat. Yes, Mr. John Harold Osaita, can you please read the definition of thermostat?
Thermostat. A thermostatic valve called a thermostat controls coolant flow. When the engine is cold, the thermostat closes to prevent coolant circulation to the radiator. This keeps all heat in the engine so it warms up quickly. The engine produces excessive exhaust emission of hydrocarbons, HC, and carbon monoxide, CO, when it's cold. As the engine warms up, the thermostat opens to allow the coolant flow through the radiator.
Thank you, Mr. Osaita. So it said that thermostat is responsible for controlling flow of water and coolant mixture by opening and closing its valve. Thermostat is usually caused of overheating. Why? Because coolant that absorb the heat from the engine cannot travel back to the radiator to cool down. So that's why the vehicle start to overheat. Next is radiator. So Mr. Makalinga, can you please read the definition of radiator?
Radiator. This is a heat exchanger with two sets of passages. One set is for coolant and the other for outside air. In the radiator, the coolant loses heat to the passing air. Then the coolant flows back through the water jackets to pick up heat again. The coolant circulates continuously between the water jackets and the radiator.
Thank you, Mr. Makalinga. So it said that radiator has a big role for cooling system. The main function of radiator is to lessen or to cool down the coolant coming from the engine. So next is the engine fan. So engine fan basically it cools or pushes outside air through the radiator. This improves engine cooling, especially at idle and low speed. There are two types of engine fan. First is mechanical fans. Are belt that driven, which means that they are attached to a pulley that is connected to the crankshaft by a drive belt. When the crankshaft rotates, the fan pulley also rotates, and either fan will pushes or pull the air to the radiator. So next is the electric fans. This type of fans are powered by electrical system. This type of fan contains of DC motors that can switch on and off either by the engine control unit or ECU or directly by coolant temperature switch. So next is expansion tank. So what is expansion tank? So expansion tank is designed to handle the thermal expansion of the water as it heats up in the water heater, preventing excessive water pressure. If water pressure gets too high, it can be damage the valves in plumbing fixture, joints in supply pipes, and the water itself. So also expansion tank can be served as reservoir of coolant. So next is coolant temperature indicator. So coolant temperature indicator responsible for warning the driver that engine temperature goes too high. There are three types of coolant temperature indicator. First is indicator light, second is electronic gauge, third is digital gauge. That's all. Class, did you understand the lesson?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's see if you really understand the lesson. Get a 1/2 sheet of paper crosswise in your paper and include also your signature at the right part of your paper. So the question is flashing on your screen. Start answering now. Oops, time's up. You can pass your answer by picturing your answer and send to my Facebook account. Before we end, kindly scan the QR code flashing on your screen using your phone. This QR code will redirect you to a page where your assignment is posted. Since everybody already scanned the QR code, that's all for today. I hope you enjoy and learned to our lesson for today. So get ready also for our next lesson, which is all about lubricating system. So once again, I'm your teacher in automotive technology. My name is Christian Paul de Asidera, or you can call me Sir JP. So that's all. Have a good day and also be safe. Class dismissed.